Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to show you some shims that we're making for a client out of acrylic, 5,000 total shims, 1/8 inch, black, and plastic, and 2 different shapes. So that's what this is going to be about. Let's create some tool paths. So what's the distance here? 1/2 inch. Yeah, that's fine. 1/8 inch, yeah, it's fine. We're going to unselect my thin door spacer tool path, and we're just going to work with this new stuff. So we're going to do a profile cut on both of these. So I'm going to select, well, let's do the circles first. Let's select those. Let's select all these. Let's go with a profile. I want to do a conventional cut. I like the quality of the finish of the inside edge. This cut depth was a bit aggressive the last time, but it's what was required to get through the workpiece. But I'm going to go to 0.14 and leave it at that. We'll do 2 passes using the same bit that I used last time. It's an 1/8 inch down spiral because I'm putting pressure down on the workpiece, so I'm not trying to pull it off the table. We're going to conventional cut it. I do want to have a ramp that's going to spiral into it. This is going to be called we'll call it bolts. Project tool onto 3D model. Okay, so let's look. Start depth is 0.14. Now my material is already set up over here. Let's just take a look at that. Workpiece, X and Y in thickness, that's actually measured with a caliper. My datum is down here, very high resolution. And I have the color as black, which is a bit annoying, but I could change this color, and you'll see what I mean by annoying in a moment. We'll do 2 passes because that's worked in the past, given the thickness of the material. And actually, I want to make an adjustment. I want to increase my chip load to 0.008, and I think what I want to do, I want to slow it down a little bit to get little larger chips because I feel like I was fusing them together. I'm quite sure that I was. So I'm going to apply that and select. I'm going to slow the spindle down because I don't want to go any faster than 1 inch per second in terms of feed rate. That seemed to be okay. Maybe a little fast actually, but it's all about optimizing. And today I'm not optimizing. Today I'm just getting it done so I can get back to my weekend. Conventional cutting, 2 passes. We've made that adjustment. Select 2 passes, I believe will work. I want to go in a clockwise direction. We're going to spiral our ramps. We're going to call it bolts, and we're going to calculate. Oh, calculate. Yeah, we know we're going to go through. That's super dandy. Bolts. Beautiful. Let's just close that. Now let's pick up our 2D view. Let's unselect that tool path. Let's deselect the vectors. Let's grab that one. Let's grab that one. Now we're going to do a profile. With the profile, we're going to stick with conventional. We're going to go through 0.14. We're going to do 2 passes. We're going to add tabs in a moment. I want to smooth into the workpiece. Just call this profile. Same bit. 2 passes is good for me for this work. I like the 2 passes because I'm not pushing it really hard. Optimizing is going to see me making this all in 1 pass, playing with everything. If this client orders 5,000 shims, I'm going to spend a half a day optimizing. It's just the bottom line. So I can throw sheets on here and figuratively walk away while it works. Let's add tabs because I don't want these pieces. They're probably not going to move at all because of the vacuum that I'll have holding this down. I don't believe they're going to move at all. In fact, I'm so convinced that I'm tempted to not even put tabs. Optimizing is going to see adding tabs. So the tab, I put it at 0.1, and I'm actually going to go to 0.75 because on my last job, I thought they were a little long. And the thickness at 0.5, I'm going to leave that 0.5, 0.14 minus 0.113, 0.027. And I'm leaving a tab that's 50 thousandths. So that should give me a tab that's about 23 thousandths. I'm going to go with that. It's acrylic. Actually, that's probably more tab than I need. I'm going to back that off just a little bit, and we're going to see what happens. Oh, not 3/4. Oh, my goodness, that would be a long tab. Oh, 75. Let's edit tabs. Let's put one here. Let's put one here. Let's just put one here. Let's put one here. And we'll see if these opposite ends work any better or less is what we'll do. Okay, let's calculate. Yeah, we know we're going to go through. Okay. So let's grab both of those profiles and let's reset the preview. And we're only going to run this. And let's preview the visible toolpaths. I got it on a really high speed. So what's going to happen here is let's back that all down. Let's reset the preview. Let's select them. Preview visible. Now we're slowing it down. Those tiny little 9/16 minus quarter, those 5/16 discs are going to get sucked up into the dust collector. That may be a problem in the sense that I don't want it hitting plastic, hitting my impellers on my dust collectors. We'll see what happens. If I need to turn those into pocket tool paths, I'll do that, but I'm not concerned with it right now. So let's just let this run. This 1/8" bit is a Ansrud 57-240, not the right bit for soft plastic, but it is an 1/8" down spiral with a 1/4" shank. I like the 1/4" shank for the obvious reason. More surface area in the collets, probably ability to be a little more rigid and tolerate a little more force than necessary. Here we are coming through. There's a tab. There's a tab. All right. Now I can't get rid of the rest of the piece because I've got tabs. There we go. Now, assuming that I got the dimensions right, and there's not going to be any trouble with the fact that they're just drawn wrong, and I have to recut them because I've got a width wrong, we're just going to run this, is what we're going to do. So I'm going to select both of these. I'm going to close. I'm not going to do an array copy toolpath. I'm making one of each. Now, what I could also be doing is running a little toolpath on here, plate 1 and plate 2, just for the fun of it. I won't do that only because of time constraints. Actually, probably what I should have done is run these profile vectors differently to give sharp outside corners on this. La la la. Yeah, we're going to do that. You can see how that changes. Let's redo it. Let's close. Let's go back to our 2D view. Let's do this. Let us just delete this this toolpath. Let's do only this one. Let's do a profile. All the settings are going to be saved. Well, not true. They're not all saved. Profile type 1. Tabs. Okay, got tabs. Let's calculate. Yep. Yeah, that's better. Okay. So now let's 2D view, unselect that. Let's select that vector. Let's do a profile. Good, 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 good. 2 passes, conventional, tabs, got tabs. Good. Corners, sharp outside corners. Profile type 2. And I'm going to experiment with 3D tabs at some point because that will make my post-processing work less, I believe. So let's calculate that. Good. Okay, this is better. This is a better situation. Okay, so now let's save. Let's save this to a visible toolpaths to one file. We're checking for the bit. We're using bit 2. Our machine, our post processor is all good. And we're going to save our toolpath as Shims type 1 and type 2, V1, version 1. All right, we've saved the toolpath. Everything looks good. And let's just preview visible. Let's just go fast to just get it done. Yeah. Yes. We'll have a chisel. We'll snap those tabs off. Everything should be good.
If you've not hit subscribe yet, we would very much appreciate if you did, and hopefully you're enjoying this video. Now, let's get back to it.
Okay, what I'm going to do now is set the machine up. I'm going to get air turned on. I'm going to get my pre-toolpath running checks, check my motors, make sure everything's tight, check my air pressure, bleed my water off, check my motors. I'm going to zero the machine. I'm going to home the machine. I'm going to zero to the ATC bar. I'm going to zero to the material surface. I'm going to get the vacuum pumps turned on. And then the next thing I'll come back to is just simply an air cut. We'll run an air cut and we'll see what it looks like. So next thing we'll be doing will be air cutting. Okay, so now we're going to air cut. So let's get this party started. We're at home, and we want type 1 and 2 shim. We're going to do a 3D offset. Let's hit start. And turn on our other dust collector just to have it running, because if this air cut is good, we're just going to cut these. Start button. Okay, let's take a look at this air cut. Watching is where I was going to be putting this clamp. So we're starting from here, and it came right over to here. So I'll be able to put my clamp like right here and know that I'm not going to hit anything. Say let's just cut this. I'm going to say let's just cut it. But I'm going to hold this clamp off until we actually start I don't want the dust shroud to get kicked off. But yeah, it looks like we're in really good shape. So let's just stop this, and then let's cut it.
If you've not hit subscribe yet, we would very much appreciate if you did, and hopefully you're enjoying this video. Now, let's get back to it. That I made. My circles, I'm cutting on the outside of the line, so we're going to have to redo that and cut on the inside of the line. just snaps off. Such small evidence. And honestly, that's all that we need. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I put them on this side. Yeah, I'm happy with that tab because there's very, very little left. Very little left. So, the mistake was, and I should have caught that when we 3D cut. I did not check this as cautiously as I should have, so that's why that these are wrong. But everything else looks good. Let's switch to, let's just grab the tape measure and double check these sizes real quick. We needed one to be 4.5, and the length was 14, and that's correct. And this, I think, was 3" by what, 10.5? So the ODs are good. So I'm just going to move our vectors around. I'm going to correct this tool path for the circles, and we're going to switch right back to this. I won't bother doing a screen capture of correcting the tool path for the diameter of the holes. I'll just come back and we'll be cutting it live.
Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.